Welcome to Creepin' It Real. I am Judah, and of course over here is Gabe, who is going to be a guest for another day since he watched Terrifier 2 with me last week.
Whoop, whoop.
Let's get started by just playing the trailer, and then we'll get right into this.
Did you figure out what you're dressing up as tomorrow?
He wants to dress up as a real guy who murdered 9 people last year.
Oh, you're not doing that.
It's just a costume.
You think that guy's still out there?
What's up with you and this clown all of a sudden? You're like obsessed.
They never found his body. What if he decides to come back here?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Wait a minute, aren't you that guy from the costume shop?
Sir, what are you doing?
It wasn't me.
He was covered in blood on his shirt and his hands when he got here.
I'm telling you, it was him, Ellie. Right down to the little black dot on the tip of his nose.
You're really weird, you know that?
There's the small hammer again.
What? Something really bad's gonna happen tonight.
No, I know when Jonathan's lying, okay? I could hear it in his voice. Something's wrong.
Look, we're gonna have fun. Stress-free environment.
Yep.
Speaking of surprises, kids, we have a very special guest with us today, all the way from Miles County. Please welcome Art the Clown.
Well, there we go, folks. Okay, Gabe.
Taking my sweet time.
So, we watched the first Terrifier.
We did.
I thought it was garbage. I thought that only mentally deranged people
Yeah.
would enjoy this movie. And you enjoyed it.
I would say enjoy it in a way that's like, I wouldn't watch it again.
Oh.
I would not watch it again. And I probably would not watch it with any of my friends.
Okay.
Like, I just would not watch it again at all. But being in here with you guys and seeing how you guys reacted, it was fun. And, I mean, it kept my attention the whole time.
Okay.
I wouldn't really say, it was, I would not have watched it if you guys hadn't,
Yeah, you wouldn't have picked it out yourself.
Exactly. And I had seen clips of it. I don't know. It was all right. It was cool, I guess. It was nasty.
Okay. But you were you not looking forward to seeing the second one? Okay.
I was.
I was
looking
not.
forward.
I thought, I mean, based off the first one, I was, I felt really self-conscious with my knees.
It's okay. We both.
I'm not joking. I'm just like, oh, they see my legs. What was I thinking? So I didn't like the movie. I was not looking forward to the second one. And it surpassed my expectations as far as me not wanting to see it. This is basic for me. This review is just going to be a recap of review of Terrifier, the first movie. I thought this movie was garbage. I think it was basically violence, gore porn. It did not entertain me in any way. I wanted it to be over so fast, and it just kept going on and on and on. Yep. The production value was, it went way up from the first movie, though.
It did.
Massively. What's the guy's name? Damian Leon.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
I don't really want to know what's going on in that dude's brain. He had an Indiegogo for the first Terrifier. He was only looking for $15,000, failed miserably, only got $4,000, but was still able to scrape together some money, like $35,000, and get the movie made, which then generated a bunch of interest, and he went for Terrifier 2. And again, he went for a campaign on Indiegogo. He was looking for $50,000, and he blew it away this time.
I'm mad at anyone who gave this guy money to make this movie.
He was looking for 50,000. It says here that he surpassed it by 430%, which is where that 400 came up. He actually ended up getting $250,000.
Still though.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Then it grossed 15 million, which is insane. Good on him. I mean, I got to give kudos where kudos are owed. So good on him. He got this movie made. He had a vision. People got behind him, but a lot of sickos. And that's where the problem for me is. This movie is just I sound like the old people at church, but it just glorifies garbage. I don't know who can enjoy this. Let's move past the fact that I just hated this movie. Oh, wait, one more thing before we move on past this. When I looked up Terrifier 2, one of the things that popped up, give me just a second, everybody, was why was Terrifier 2 banned?
It was banned.
That's what it says. And when you open it up, this is from Screen Rant, and it says the controversy around Terrifier 2 stems from the extreme level of violence and sadism depicted in the bedroom scene. It was hideous.
It was rough.
With reports of viewers fainting and vomiting. However, the controversy has also elevated the movie to a horror classic status and generated interest for a sequel, which, yes, Terrifier 3 is coming out sometime in 2024.
Are we watching it?
Yes, sadly. Also, one of the things that pops up when you type in Terrifier 2 is Terrifier okay for kids? No.
Unless your kid is like, what's his name in the movie?
Charles Manson?
No.
Jonathan?
Jonathan.
Or Art. I don't know.
No, Jonathan.
Okay.
Unless he's into clowns and, then maybe. But
Yeah. We're going to get into some spoilers here, and I'm going to ask you some questions. Did you feel that this alluded heavily that Art potentially was the father of the protagonist?
Yeah, for sure. I still think he might be, or in some way related.
Okay. An art book, like a notebook of this dead father that they find, and there's a lot of weird drawings in it that allude that their father is potentially Art.
Or at least knows him somehow.
There's some kind of connection there. But then also, the final girl, the protagonist, she gets killed. She's like dead, and she comes back to life, which is one of Art's powers. So to me, that I feel shows some kind of connection. She's coming back to life. He's coming back to life. She comes back to life and kills him, cuts his head right off, which I was happy to see.
I didn't understand that whole commercial, the whole movie set type. I did not understand any of that.
With the clown cafe, is that what it was called? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that whole thing could have been torn out. I feel like it was. There's no use.
Yes.
Other than making you mad.
There's a scene where, do you remember her name? Oh, no, I keep wanting to call her Santa. What was her name?
We called her Santa. It was
okay. Anyway,
Sienna.
There we go. Sienna.
It's kind of like a different name.
Isn't that a soda? No, that's Sierra.
Mist. Yeah.
Okay. So she has this dream, this prolonged dream of the clown and this cafe and these adult children. It was really stupid. They really could have just cut this whole 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I may be over exaggerating, but it seemed like it just kept going on.
I felt forever.
They could have cut that whole thing out, shortened this movie down, which it needed to be, in my opinion.
It did.
But also at the end, the final girl from the first movie, her name is Vicky. She gets her face eaten off by Art, and she's in an insane asylum. She gives birth to Art's head.
That's a rough scene. That might have been one of the worst scenes.
It was
Other
gross.
than the bedroom one, that was rough too, but that was really bad.
And if you were watching our stream, we ended the stream when the credits came, and this was like an end credit scene.
Yeah.
So we finished watching it, but it didn't stream. So Art's still alive, even though you get his head his head cut off, and you're thinking, oh, thank God. But no, this woman gives birth to his head, his victim, and she's all like, oh, Vicky plus art. She's writing her in her own blood on the wall. It was.
I didn't understand that either.
Or Victoria. I don't know. Victoria. Her name starts with a V. Doesn't matter. It was weird. So obviously the lead up to Terrifier 3. We talked during the movie. I asked you what you thought the ages of these girls were supposed to be in the movie, because they're in high school, but they're also going to a bar and just blatantly getting shots and not getting their ID checked at all.
Yeah.
Which was really weird. But what age were you thinking that they were supposed to be?
To me, it looked like, early 20s, teenagers, kind of like
Well, okay.
18 to
Well,
like
based
20.
off the fact they were in high school, right?
Right.
So they would have, 21-year-old is still in high school.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Okay.
So either...
So you would think that they would, at most, they're probably seniors.
At
so
least.
maybe 18?
Maybe.
I mean, if your parents sent you to school like later in life, okay. So at most
3-4 years later, I don't know.
yeah, they're probably supposed to be 18.
Probably.
What was it that we thought their ages were? We thought early 20s, right?
That's what we thought before we saw them in high school and everything.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, early 20s.
I looked up their ages. Sienna, 29.
Really?
Yes, she's almost 30 freaking years old. The chick that gets torn up in the bedroom,
Yeah.
33.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're playing teenagers. Anyway,
Yeah, that is odd.
I thought that was. I mean, it's not uncommon. They do that all the time, especially if they're gonna have some kind of weird, creepy, like this movie did. You got some side boob. Especially if they're gonna
Yeah.
push like teenage nudity, they're
Don't wanna do that.
definitely getting somebody that's over 18 so that they can do that, and then all the pedos get excited thinking that they're younger than what they should be.
Other than like the whole storyline being messed up, I mean, yeah.
Oh, the
they did-
timeline.
Well, I'm
Is
just
that what you're
saying,
talking
as
about?
far as like, I mean, yeah, they did fine. They looked younger. They fit the part.
Yeah.
As far as like
Yeah,
other than drinking legally and
yeah. Which is, I mean, obviously we all know that underage people are drinking. It just was, there was no like, this was clearly a bar. They weren't at somebody's private
Yeah, that
house where
was-
they're just like passing out beers, which makes sense. Nobody's going to get carded. But this was a bar.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
it's funny.
who cares? Here you go. So that was weird.
Roofie and drinks.
Yeah.
Dang.
The other thing I mentioned to you is it felt like the timeline was really confusing.
Very.
Like they definitely make it seem like this movie happens like it's like movie 1, movie 2. There's like no time in between. It just this movie 2 picks directly off of movie 1 based on Art
Yeah.
coming back to life in the morgue and killing the guy and the doctor. And so that second scene where he actually finishes off the doctor is in Terrifier 2. So you feel like it happens just like this. But they mentioned that in Terrifier 2 that it's a year later.
Yeah.
But it's like, then how did...
It's very odd. It almost felt like a Netflix special, like where you like wait like 3 months or whatever, and like the next episode comes out.
Yeah.
What it felt like. It was kind of like a continuation.
It
Other
was...
than the fact that her face was all healed and
Yeah, the chick from the first movie, her face was
Yeah.
completely healed. There's no way it could have healed that fast based off the time period. If it was a year later, actually, that would make sense. But the way that they were showing things was confusing.
unless Art had some special powers and healed her really fast.
That is a possibility.
Which-
He was using his creepy clown powers to heal his victim, which doesn't totally make sense.
I don't understand why she gave birth to him. I just don't understand that, and I don't understand the whole like heart thing. Whatever plus Art. Like
That's right. Oh, when she was writing it, like she was
Yeah.
in love with him.
right, but she's giving birth to him. That's very odd, very weird.
Yeah, it was. There's a lot of...
The whole movie was weird. I mean,
It
it's
is.
just nasty.
It really is. I don't know what to say. I again, all I can say is I didn't enjoy it. I'm still giving this out of a 10. I'm giving it a 2.
Yeah.
Good for you, Damien Leon, for getting this out here. I think it's total trash, though.
It is.
What would be your out of 10? What are you giving this thing?
I don't remember what I said in the live stream of the last one because I remember I was hyping it up.
Yeah.
because he didn't want to see it like at all. So that kind of, I was like, oh yeah, that'd be fun. And then we watched it, and it was actually very disgusting.
It was.
I don't get grossed out easily, but it was actually nasty.
I wanted to bring that up. I wasn't grossed out when they were like massively like tearing this woman apart. I thought it was brutal. I thought it was unnecessary.
Yep.
And I thought it was just coming out of a sick mind for sick minds. The one thing that did really gross me out is Art and his little clown girlfriend were eating the guts of a dead possum.
It's nasty.
That actually, as I'm talking about, I can feel a little like coming up.
See, I don't get that. I don't get the any like reaction, but it's just nasty.
That almost did it for me. It was really nasty.
Jasper had to watch too. Kind of forgot about him.
The poor guy back here. He's like, my cousin. Yeah, it was bad.
Either way, I'll give it like a. I don't want to get the same score as you. You know.
You don't have to, man.
I feel like I'm feeling a 2.
Okay.
But I'll do a 1.5.
There you go. So, are you looking forward to Terrifier 3 then?
Only because this one sucked so bad. I think it'd be funny to see how bad that one sucks.
Okay. I'm over this
It's rough.
series. Oh, not series. What do you call these? I guess
Series.
This trilogy. I'm over it. I'm not excited about it. We actually, for all transparency, the only reason we started watching these is we wanted to kind of help get our videos in the algorithm, and we thought that with the third one coming up, that it would help push our content. And I don't even know if it's worth it. It's hideous in my opinion.
If we gain 1,000 followers,
that would be worth it, but
not even worth it.
not even worth it.
10,000?
Maybe
Not even.
we have no followers. No, we have 3 followers. I think at this point.
It was fun. You know, I had a good time just watching it.
If anything, I had a good time. You know, this was an experiment almost, working it out with Gabe. It was entertaining, us back and forth versus my regular Jacob. Not that I'm saying he's better than Jacob, just a little. But anyway, so let's hope he doesn't see this. No, that part was fun, but I wasn't entertained by this movie. I wanted it over super badly. I don't think we have anything else to say about it.
Other than don't watch it, I guess.
Yeah, unless you're a sicko, then go for it. But I know, obviously, if it made $15 million and he was able to find people to donate for him to get $250,000 to make this movie, clearly there are people out there that like this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that some of you people who like this movie may see this review and be pissed off. I want you to be able to send us comments and tell us why you liked it. I'm open to hearing what it is that entertained you, and I will be glad if anybody sends us comments to read them on whenever we receive your comments and discuss why it is that you are broken. But I'm joking, guys. Please let us know. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and we will see you next week. We're not sure what movie we're going to watch, but Jacob will probably be back in the seat and Gabe behind the camera again. Thanks a lot. See you later.